In the land down under, we've got a call. 4 or 8 billion, we're standing tall. But look at the numbers, let's do the math. Compared to the US, it's a lonely path. Where's that money going? Let's find the truth. Time to tackle the aid, let's raise our voices in the booth. We're counting on you to make a change. Time to tackle the aid, let's rearrange. Papua New Guinea, 616 million. The Solomon 7 and D1, is that a fair deal then? Indonesia takes a slice, 32006 in sight. But we need to ask the question, is it done right? Where's that money going? Let's find the truth. Time to tackle the aid, let's raise our voices in the booth. We're counting on you to make a change. Time to tackle the aid, let's rearrange. 15 million to HEO, 120 to the UN. Don't you know? 27 million to the Red Cross fight. But we need accountability, shining light. So drop 10 million for climate change, 101 for gender equality. We need to exchange 230 for global health every single year. But we must demand the answers, let's make it clear. Where's that money going? Let's find the truth. Time to tackle the aid, let's raise our voices in the booth. We're counting on you to make a change. Time to tackle the aid, let's rearrange. It's time for an audit, let's hold them tight. Time to tackle the aid, we'll fight the good fight. Where's that money going? Let's find the truth. Time to tackle the aid, let's raise our voices in the booth. Yeah, let's tackle the aid and make it right. Time to tackle the aid, shine a light.
G'day Rockstars, how's it going guys? On today's episode we are going to be covering Australian aid. Why not guys? I covered the American aid. Wonder how corrupt Australian aid is.
DT Global Asia Pacific, Palladium, as you already mentioned, Tetra Tech and Co-Water International.
Yes.
What is DFAT's rationale for utilising such a small number? They're covering just those contracts, as I understand, are covering 96.8%. They're all US-owned companies. What's the rationale for such a small number of almost exclusively US-owned companies for delivering so much of Australian aid?
So, Senator, I'm really not sure about the 96%. So I'd want to check if that's the same as the figures that we have. As I mentioned before, all of those procurements have been open tender procurements to the market. It is the case that delivering development programs in the region, in particular places like Papua New Guinea, is a very specialised approach. It requires very specialised skills and frameworks in what you can do, and understanding the local context is important as well. And so we don't have a very, very large number of companies that are doing this kind of work, but we are very confident in the competitive nature of our procurement processes, and we are confident that when we go to market, we've got a strong, robust process, and that we're getting the best value for money in terms of the companies who end up winning the tender and implementing the contracts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this one's a serious one. I've just found where Australia is absolutely hemorrhaging fucking money to the tune of $4,900 million this financial year, similar last year, and it's increasing next year. This is what Elon Musk and Donald Trump, what they're doing and finding behind the scenes, but using their programs. Now, in Australia, we don't have the fucking programs, and we don't have the political will of any politicians to do this. Mentioned today by John Ruddick, but that's fucking it, right? We have the publicly available data. It's right there. It can show you what's going on, yeah? Then we demand to get the accountability through the receipts and the transparency of all the accounting for these allocations of money. Like $4,900 million. Now, what made me search for this was that I watched a video guy, I can't remember his first name, his surname is Braithwaite on X, and he was talking to his AI and said, how much would it cost to solve homelessness in Australia? And it said about $570 million, given that it was done by an official report to the government. So they know how much it would cost. This is, make no mistake about that. They know how much it would cost to get rid of homelessness, including fixing drug addiction and all that comes with the homelessness, right? It said, he said it for Ukraine, the $1.5 billion we gave to Ukraine. And it said, well, theoretically speaking, you could have solved the homelessness issue for 3 years in Australia. Now, I inputted something into Grok, and what it spat out, it had a detail in there that I used as a lead, which was that its figures that it was getting to give me an analysis, what I was asking for, it got its figures from the Australia's Official Development Assistance Budget Summary 2024-2025. And I was like, what the fuck is Australia's Official Development Assistance Budget Summary? So I look into this thing. I can't believe it. I fucking seriously can't believe it. Let me read some of this shit out. We have given away, and it's allocated, right, 2024-2025 financial year, $4,900 million to all these countries around the world. Now, let me fucking start with this. 50 million of that has gone to Afghanistan. Afghanistan. 50 million. We sent our boys over there to fucking die, but then we start fucking paying. I want you to have a look at this table, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to hold your fucking politicians to account and say, what the actual fuck? Federated States of Micronesia, 4.7. Fiji, 123 million. Kiribati, 44. There's some places here I've never even heard of, and I'm fucking worldly, right? Nauru, 46 million. Niue and Tuvalu, 2.3. Palau, 11.9. Papua New Guinea, 637 million fucking dollars to Papua New Guinea. The Republic of Marshall Islands, who the fuck knows where that is? 4.1. Samoa, 51.8 million. Solomon Islands, 171.2 million. Tonga, 44.9 million. Tuvalu, 86.7 million. How many fucking people in Tuvalu? Have you just made them all fucking millionaires? Vanuatu, 83.2. The Pacific Regional. What's the Pacific Regional? $738 million. So the total for the Pacific is $2,000 million, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fuck around. I'm not saying the word billion anymore because it doesn't mean shit. I'm going to put it back into fucking decimals and give it to you in a million so you fucking understand what we're talking about. $570 million can eradicate homelessness in Australia, including drug addiction and helping people with that and all the things associated with it. And the Ukraine war, we gave 1.5, so that's 3 years. And here's another fucking, let's round it off to 5 million, right? So there's another, like, at least 8 years without homelessness or any dramas. 8 years plus the other 3, 11. So for the next decade, for a decade, we could, and I'm telling you now, like, once you start solving the problem, you're not going to be fucking funding it anymore because he's solving, you're getting people into prosperity and wealth and creation. And 2024, $4.961 thousand million. Next year, it's going up, and the year after, going up, and the year after. In 2027-2028 financial year, they're saying that we're going to be fucking just willy-nilly giving our fucking money from Australia $5,354 million.
So yeah, rock stars. The word is getting around. People are making a difference. Do we need Doge? Probably, but you know what we'll do for now? I think a lot of people are doing a great job exposing it. They're all rock stars in my eyes.
Look, credit to Hoodlaw, who I saw first share this. So I saw this post around the Office of Official Development Assistance Budget Summary for Australia. So I dug in and I found the official one from the DFAT website. And here it is showing the official development assistance budget, which sure enough totals up to nearly $5 billion. Yes, that's 4,700 million. That's 4.7 billion. And so I dug around a little bit more and discovered a few other links and discovered that we've got a whole website showing transparency for all of these things that we're spending. There it is at $4.7 billion on. Now, I've dug in and found a few specific projects, but it's worth saying that on those budget summaries that Hoodlaw found, it does talk about some of the causes that we are spending money on and what Australia's aid organisations think is important, such as this one, where this is from the 24-25 summary, that Australia is developing a new international gender equality strategy, international disability equity and rights strategy, and an international LGBTQIA plus human rights engagement strategy to guide Australia's development. Yeah, all right, they're doing equality agencies because equality has been getting us so many great places and so many great overall societal outcomes, right, in the name of equality. Let's go back a year to see what the setup for some of this was. We are committed to advancing, promoting, protecting lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex and asexual LGBTQIA rights. We established a landmark $3.5 million inclusion and equality fund to support LGBTQIA organizations, catalyze change, blah, 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 blah. Millions and millions and millions of your taxpayer dollars are going into these woke Marxist causes. Now, obviously, this is not inciting violence or force against anyone in the LGBTQI community. This is just commenting that, are these the most important things for us to be spending millions and millions and millions of taxpayer funds on in countries outside of Australia? This isn't even about on the Australian people. This is international gayness. Nothing against individual gay people. I'm speaking to the activist class here that are trying to tear down society and families and all those other things. I'm just shedding a light on that, but I am not calling for any force of violence. We treat people with respect and we have the conversations. That's what we do. So digging into some of the things that we've been spending money on and a few specific projects. Now, the data they share is a few years old. These are the 22-23 investments. Who knows what they've been spending on more recently. But, on the topic of Elon and the frangers being sent 50 million, we didn't spend 50 million on it. But we did engage in supporting the UNFPA supplies. And what do? They help with improve the availability of key reproductive health commodities. Yeah, that's right, condoms, among other things. How much? $3.9 million! Ding, 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 ding. You read that correctly. Nearly $4 million spent on frangers for other countries. Does that feel like a good use of your taxpayer dollars? Okay, well, some of our international aid stayed in Australia for the Sydney World Pride Human Rights Conference. That's right, we had World Pride here, not just a regular gay Mardi Gras, we had the World Gay Mardi Gras here a couple of years ago. And we spent some money to help 68 special LGBTQIA human rights leaders and activists from APAC come to the conference. How much did we spend? $500,000. Now, this is an organization that in total received $15 million government funding, $15 million in overall government funding to run the World Gay Pride event.
Okay, Rockstars, so that is a wrap, but I'll leave you with this. Australian aid is meant to aid, not encourage LGBTQ or spill out some rubbish about climate change. I think the money could be spent helping out the homeless Australians, helping with the housing crisis. Maybe, just maybe, we should put Australian first. Alright guys, so take care of each other. I'll leave you with this song by Lucian. He's pretty good, rock stars. Take care.
Underneath the silver glow, the hour calls us forth from crypts and towers long forlorn. crowd begins to sway. Predators with eyes of fire, lost souls brought to play. Their dates in hand with veins alive, their hearts a steady drum. And through the rhythm hunger sings, the feast has just begun. Let the night ignite our veins, dance with us where the moonlight reign. Feel the rush as the shadows bleed, a vampire's hunger, a mortal's need. Raise your hands to the endless sky, under the stars where the living die. Nocturnal reverie, wild and free, the night belongs to eternity.
Baseline shatter, the still of the night. Bodies moving in spectral delight. The rhythm devours, the bloodlust soars. A dance of the damned on forgotten shores.
Underneath the ancient oaks, the music bends the air. A labyrinth of dancing shapes, fangs glinting everywhere. They spin, they twirl, they drink, they tease, an orgy of motion beneath the trees. From urban crypts to country halls, the clans have come to feed. Their mortal partners thrill to feel the aching primal need. The taste of life on eager lips, a heat that breaks the cold. And still the DJ feeds the fire, a beat both raw and bold.